Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good day, and maybe it's pretty hot here. I don't know where everybody else is, but here in North Carolina, it's pretty hot right now. So it's more of an indoor day today. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of give a review of the current or was current DC animated universe. Uh, Now that it's over. Um, Kind of a full review, but I'm not going to go like super deep into each movie. I do think soon I'm going to do like a deep review into Justice League Dark Apokolips War, the last one that just came out in the current run. But this is kind of more of just my overall opinion on the entire universe up until now. Um, yeah, and so I guess technically it started with FlashPoint Paradox, uh, at least the end of FlashPoint. Um, After Barry went back and changed everything and jacked everything up, and then started the new timeline, it kind of segued into the current New 52 version of the animated universe. And that movie I did enjoy. I really wish we had got to see more of Thomas Wayne Batman. Maybe some more movies that involved him, but what there was in there was really good. I did enjoy that a lot, and thought it was a very good take on the comic book version, being that it had to be condensed into one movie. It was really good. It's probably one of my more favorite animated movies that DC has put out. And I did like how they kind of, at the very end, they segued it right into the new storyline, which, going into the whole New 52 universe, I do have to say that Jason O'Mara's Batman has been my favorite version in all of the different animated storylines. And I'd even say I kind of like his version more than most of the more live action portrayals. And I think he was one of the only consistent actors in this animated universe. He was Batman every time Batman was in this animated universe. I think Superman and Wonder Woman and some of the others, I think they had different voice actors in different films in this current universe, but Batman was always consistent. It was always Jason O'Mara, and I really did enjoy his version. And Damian, I really like Damian in this whole run. Damian was always a really cool character. I did look forward to seeing him in all the movies that he was in. But going into Justice League War, I thought Justice League War was a really good way to bring them all together, to start it off with all of the characters, to get them united in that first film. And there was a lot of good moments in there, like when Batman took Green Lantern's ring without him noticing. That was pretty cool. And when Flash met Batman for the first time, that was a pretty funny interaction. And I liked starting off in this one and going through some of the later movies in the series, Superman and Wonder Woman's interaction. I like how they kind of got away from Lois Lane, at least for a little while, and explored the Superman and Wonder Woman storyline. That's not something that we've really seen done in any of the other animated movies, or live action movies for that matter. So it was nice to kind of see that little different take on their relationship. And then moving right into Son of Batman, where they introduced Damian. That was a really good movie. I did like Son of Batman a lot. In Nightwing, you got to see Nightwing in there. His interactions with Damian are pretty funny. They have a funny relationship. There's a lot of good banter between the two of them, and even Damian and Alfred. It's always a pretty good back and forth. It's really a good back and forth between Damian and anybody. He's a little smartass, and so it's funny to watch this little kid interact with adults the way that he does. and that's pretty entertaining for what it is. And then Throne of Atlantis, that it was good, but it wasn't really one of my more favorite ones. I take it as part of the series, but it's not like, oh, Throne of Atlantis. It's good, but it's not anything spectacular. It's a good Justice League movie, though. And Batman vs. Robin was probably another one of my more top favorites. The fighting between Batman and Robin and Batman and the Talon, even just for animation, it was some pretty technical fight scenes. It was pretty well planned out. Pretty. It wasn't just basic punching and kicking. Like it was very well, I guess, choreographed. You could say. I don't know if you would say choreographed for an animated movie, but the fighting was very technical, and I did really enjoy that part of it. And I thought the Talon was really cool, and the story that they went through with him and his background, and then all of the Talons trying to take over Wayne Manor, and Batman having to bust out the mech suit. That was pretty cool. I guess that the suit could have been a little bit cooler. It was fairly basic, I guess, but it was pretty cool. I did really enjoy that movie, more so than some of the other ones, like Batman Bad Blood. That one was good, but it wasn't anything like spectacular. I enjoyed it. I thought Talia was like a huge 180 from Son of Batman to Batman Bad Blood. In Son of Batman, it really seemed like she was concerned for Damian and wanted him to be with the Batman at least for some time to learn his ways and I guess his honor and his code and things like that. But then in Batman Bad Blood, it was like she couldn't have cared any less than she did, and I don't know, it felt a little weird. It didn't feel like there was any reasoning for it other than it fit the storyline that they were trying to tell. But I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was good. Justice League versus Teen Titans, I did enjoy that one, especially with like Superman and Wonder Woman getting taken over. And then I remember the really funny part was when Damian said that they were going to have to take down Superman, and I forget who it was. I think it was Beast Boy. Don't quote me on that. I think it was Beast Boy who was like, "Do you really know how to beat Superman?" And then when they realized that he did know how to beat Superman, it was an interesting and kind of funny scene. And I like the part when the demons, I guess, were attacking them at the fair or the carnival or whatever it was that they were at. And once they realized that they weren't really alive and that they could use more substantial force, Damian got pretty excited and ran back to the car and got his sword so that he could really do some damage, and that was pretty entertaining. But yeah, overall that one was a good movie, Justice League versus Teen Titans, and the way that they brought together the Titans, I thought was really cool. I like Corey. Corey was really good. Starfire. I enjoyed her in the movie, and Raven. I did enjoy Raven too. I thought they were. I've never been a big Beast Boy fan, but Raven and Starfire were really good. I wish that we had gotten. Was Red Hood in there? Now that I think about it, I can't remember if Red Hood was in there. I don't think she was. Not Red Hood, Red Arrow. I don't think she was. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a little while since I saw that one. Justice League Dark was really good. I always like. Is it Matt Ryan? I always like his Constantine. He's probably my favorite. Well, he's the only Constantine that I know of other than Keanu Reeves. But I have enjoyed all of his Constantines, animated and live action. and I hope they continue to use him in other things. That's one thing. After tying up this universe, there's certain characters like Constantine and Jason O'Mara's Batman that I enjoyed so much that I'm almost like sad to see them go, and think that maybe they won't be in the next universe, which likely they won't be. When they make those changes, they're going to change the voice actors and the characters altogether. But we'll see what they do with it going forward. But there is going to be some characters that I'm going to miss going into the next universe. I did enjoy Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing, for the short period that he was in Justice League Dark, was good and pretty interesting. I did enjoy him. Judas Contract was another one that was okay. I like Deathstroke. I thought Deathstroke was pretty good. I've never really cared for Brother Blood, though. It's just never been a character that was very interesting to me. And so overall, I did like the movie, but it's not one of my more favorite ones. But the interaction with Deathstroke and the Teen Titans, I thought was really spot on to how they are in the comic books, and the way that they all interact with each other in that way. Let's see, what's the next one? Hell to Pay. I did like Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, mainly because it did reference back to the FlashPoint paradox with Reverse Flash. And so that kind of really reinforced tying that one into the current universe. And I did like how they went with Reverse Flash essentially having a hole in his head the entire movie, and just trying to prevent himself from dying from that, from what Thomas Wayne did to him at the end of Flashpoint Paradox. And Hell to Pay, it was interesting. I always like Harley Quinn as a character in general, so she's entertaining. In her own right, by herself, she's fairly entertaining. But with the Suicide Squad and all of their interactions, I did enjoy Hell to Pay in the way that it reverted back to the first film and kind of solidified that was part of the universe going forward. Death of Superman and Reign of Superman, I did like. I remember when the original comic series was coming out in like the mid-90s with the Death of Superman with Doomsday, and I thought this was a good version of that. It wasn't like a spot-on replication of the comics, but it was done using the characters of the New 52 universe, but still sticking to the storyline pretty well. And I did enjoy that. Doomsday I thought was pretty cool. The battle with Doomsday was pretty good. The first Superman Doomsday movie that they did, the first animated movie, was not good. It was not good at all. It was a terrible, terrible representation or version, I guess, of what they did in the comic books, and it was not good. But these ones, I did like. John Henry, the Man of Steel in the iron suit. Superboy was pretty funny. Cyborg Superman was pretty cool. Eradicator, I did like the Eradicator. They did tie in all of the alternate Supermens that showed up after he died or temporarily died. And so I thought it was a really good version of the original story. And then they worked Lois Lane back into this story, because you can't have the Death of Superman story without Lois Lane being there. That was a must. So I thought they did that pretty well. Batman Hush, I liked Batman Hush a lot. I really enjoyed Catwoman being part of the story, and them going really deep into the Bat and the Cat relationship that I had hoped to get more of that in previous films, to have it as more of a overarching story, I guess, or a drawn out backstory, but we didn't get any of that. But it was nice to see at least some of that in Batman Hush, and just really get to see their story put into the animated universe, because it's always the Bat and the Cat. That's always a good story. The hero, she's more of an anti-hero. I wouldn't really call her a villain per se, but she's definitely not a hero. But the mechanics in their relationship are really interesting, and especially when he brings her to the Batcave for the first time. It was really funny the way that they did that, and the conversations that Damian and Nightwing would have with him about her were quite entertaining. But Hush overall was a really, really good movie. I enjoyed the Hush storyline, and I thought they did a fairly good representation of the comic version. And it was one of the more serious movies, I think, in the run. And overall, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Wonder Woman Bloodlines, it was decent. I've never cared a whole lot for the Wonder Woman standalone movies. I really like her in the Justice League movies. Her dynamic with the rest of the team is always good. It's always interesting. It's always entertaining. I like her. I really like Wonder Woman. I like her character, and I like her with the Justice League team. Her solo movies, though, it's just I mean, they're not bad. They're just not more of my favorites. Aside from the live action movie, the live action Wonder Woman movie was amazing. That was an awesome movie. I don't think they could have done that one better than they did. But as far as the animated ones go, it was good. But it just wasn't one of the more memorable movies, I think, in the run. Apokolips War, Justice League Dark Apokolips War, that one. So I'll tell you, going into them, I keep up with when the movies are coming out and what the movies are, but I don't really get into spoilers ahead of time. So going into Apokolips War, I did not know that they were ending this current universe on this movie. I don't know if it was public knowledge before the movie came out, but I did not know that. And as I realized that's what was happening, that was really like a what? Because I was expecting so many more storylines to come out of this universe, and I really had no idea that this was going to be the end of it. But there was a lot of things that I liked about it. I liked the Mobius chair. I thought the way they incorporated the Mobius chair into it, even though it wasn't like they could have done a lot more with it, but it was there. They referenced it. I like how they worked in Damian dying and ultimately coming back. Again, not 100% on how it was originally told in the comics, but it was there. They made it work, and it worked pretty good. I did enjoy that part of it. And the way that it kind of ended on the same scenario as Flashpoint Paradox, where Barry is again the one who's resetting the timeline, kind of made it come full circle. I guess the way that the universe started is the way that the universe is ending. It's all because of Barry. Damn Barry, gotta mess with time. But it really was, when I realized that's what was happening in the last couple of minutes of the movie, it was like, it was a shock, and it was a good shock. Like, oh my god, this is it. This is the end of this run. There was a lot more stories I was hoping to get out of this, but overall I thought it was a good run, and it was a good way to end it. And I did like the end when Constantine was like basically telling Flash like, you know what you need to do, and Flash was trying to make the point that, well, whenever I go back and change things, it's always something else that happens. Something bad comes from it. And Constantine was like, basically, it can't get any worse than this. Where we're at right now, there's nothing you could do to be any worse. So it's kind of not the world was going to end. Everybody was going to die. There was no question about that. Nobody was going to survive it. So Constantine was telling him, he was like, it doesn't matter what happens, because if you don't do anything, we're all going to die. At least if you go back and change it, we'll have a chance. And so that's what Flash did. He went back, and now we'll see where it goes from here. I think I'm going to do another video going more deep into Justice League Dark, just because Apokolips War, there's a lot more to really get into there. And it was a really good movie. I mean, it was a really good way to end the series and a really good way to close it out. And I think I'll go back and do another video just on that one. But overall, it was a really good run in their new 52 version of the animated universe. Based on how good this run was, I'm really excited to see what they do going forward. At the same time, I'm kind of nervous because I really, really enjoyed Jason O'Mara as Batman. I really enjoyed Matt Ryan. I think that's his name. Matt Ryan as Constantine. And there was just a lot of things over the course of this universe that I enjoyed so much that I'm not excited about losing those things going into the next one. But hopefully I have good expectations. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know when they're planning on having the first one in the next run come out, or anything about it, or how they're going to do it, but I think they'll do really good. They did really good on this one, and as long as they continue with the same kind of plan, or the same formula, it will be good. And I'm curious to see if they reference in the beginning of the next one, if they reference the Flash changing things, if they reference him going back in Apokolips War to reset the timeline, kind of like they did in FlashPoint Paradox, setting up the new one. So we'll see. And let me know what you guys think is going to happen with the future of these DC animated universe. I do gotta say, DC's animation, when it comes to live action, Marvel's movies are amazing, and they do definitely stand out much higher than DC's live action. But when it comes to animation, DC's animation is amazing. Way better than Marvel's animation. Marvel's animation is not anywhere near DC's animated movies in their animated universe. I don't even care to watch Marvel's animated movies. There's a couple that I thought were okay, but not enough that I couldn't even tell you what the last 5 or 6 were that came out, or what they were, or haven't watched them. But DC stuff, I'm on it. Their stories are good. Their animation is good. Their continuity is good. Leaps and bounds beyond what Marvel's doing with their animated movies. I will say, one movie that they came out with that wasn't part of the animated universe, but was a standalone movie, Red Sun. That one was amazing. I loved Red Sun. That was such a good version of the Red Sun story. And I think I'm going to do another video going more deep into that one specifically, just because I really, really like that movie. Like, I think I watched it when it came out and I got it. I think I watched it like 2 or 3 times, like, just because it's such a good story. And the animation was great. The voice actors were great. The story carried really, really well. And I enjoyed that whole thing. So I think I'm going to do another movie just on Red Sun and get more into detail and more into specifics on what I liked about it. But that was a good one. Even though, like I said, it was outside of the animated universe, it was one of their standalone movies. But that one was really good. Definitely recommend checking that one out if you have not seen it. If you agree with some things that I said about this one, or if you disagree, or anything you want to let me know in the comments. If you want to see another movie about Apokolips War or Red Sun, let me know. I'm probably going to do one on each of those. But yeah, that's, like I said, overall, it was a really good animated universe. I enjoyed it. Each one as they were coming out, I was ready for them. I was excited about them. Sad to see that it's over, but hopeful for what we're going to get next. I don't think DC is going to disappoint. But, alright, thanks guys. Talk to you later.